Well, welcome one and all to a bitterly cold Kirkby Road this evening. Liam Cook coming to you live from the home of Barwell and Hinckley AFC. We are just 5 minutes away from kick-off of this United Counties League Premier Division South fixture, live on YouTube. Let's get into your starting lineups, kicking off, as we always do, with the opposition. So, starting for Hinckley this evening, number 1, Divin Emmanuel. 2, Alex Dean. 3, Gabe Webster. 4, Jake Tullin. 5, Jacob Shilton. 6, Zachy Evans. 7, Alex Locke. 8, Jordan Clements. 9, Chandler Pegg. 10, Brady Middleton. And number 11, Zach Tellin. Substitutes for Hinckley, number 12, Ashton de Mulder. 14, James Spruce. 15, Caleb Yaboa. 16, Charlie Williams. And 17, Andrew Woolridge. And for Coventry United tonight, number 1, Dan Moore. 2, Harry Sawyer. 3, Steph Morley. Number 4 is Shay Palmer, making his Coventry United debut. Number 5, the skipper, Chris Cox. 6, Luke Downs. Number 7, Charlie Shaw. 8, Cody Mullen. Number 9, Ryan Harkin. 10, Nehemiah Zazi. And number 11, Cameron Dunn. On the bench for the Red and Greens, wearing purple this evening. Number 12, Danny Fraser. 14, Riley Devoyle. 15, Dan Cassidy. 16, Stanley Tube. And number 17, Benji Adamarco. So those are your starting lineups as we are about to welcome the players onto the pitch here on the artificial surface at Kirkby Road, a ground that Hinckley have called home for a few years now. Are very much solidified in step 5 until the last couple of weeks. They were right on Coventry United's tail, but as we mentioned earlier, 4 games without victory, without even a point. Tailing back from Boxing Day, it has been an unsuccessful start to 2026 for Hinckley. As we could well be on for a massive battle between two sides, hoping to be in that top 5 come the end of April. It's strange to think now we're 3 months away from the end of the season. It only feels like yesterday that we were in scorching heat in August, or July actually, with the United Counties League match against Elston Park on that Friday night, but it's a lot colder tonight here at Kirkby Road. You're probably going to hear a little bit of shivering in the old voice box, so apologies for that, but we'll do our best to bring you the best non-league coverage that we can. And as always, a strong turnout from the Hinckley AFC supporters. Followed their club in numbers since the reformation of this famous club. And it's only Coventry United and Hinckley playing tonight in our own division. Coventry United, of course, need to win to head back into that top 5 on goal difference against Hinckley's local rivals, Atherstone Town. And we can see the players now getting themselves lined up in the tunnel area. Coventry United in their changed strip of white and purple in honour of their sponsors No Transport, and Hinckley in red, blue and black. The old Hinckley United with a famous history in the non-league game before their heartbreaking withdrawal from semi-professional football. 2 clubs splintered at that stage in the team who later became Hinckley Leicester Road and Hinckley AFC, but it is only Hinckley AFC standing at this stage. Leicester Road withdrawing from step 4 at the end of last season in the same league as Coventry Spinks back then. And big news for Sky Blues supporters tonight. Frank Onyenika just signing for the club on loan from Brentford. And here they come, the players of Hinckley AFC and Coventry United, 2 storied rivals, harking back to their days in the old Midland League Division 1. One of the very first matches we covered here on CUTV was nearly 10 years ago, with Coventry United picking up a dramatic draw with a Rich Blythe penalty at Spinks Drive. Chris Cox leading his teammates through the pre-match handshake. A bit of a trivial issue here, but the last few games we've noticed that it's the away team who are leading the handshake. It is supposed to be the home team who do so, but the first time we saw it was against Newport Pagnell Town. The Coventry United contingent have made their way into Leicestershire, backing their boys like only they can, and they're going to need that support tonight. It's bad enough being here in 3 layers, a flat cap and a gaming headset to cover your ears, but I dread to think what those boys are feeling out there in short sleeve shirts and shorts. These are men of steel. A bit of cold isn't going to impact them in any way. We were expecting to see a familiar face here at Kirkby Road, but the news breaking over the weekend that the Hinckley AFC record appearance holder and former Coventry United attacker back in those days, Lewis Rankin, has left the club. We of course wish Lewis the very best for the future as he embarks on his next chapter. Part of an incredible Coventry United team featuring the likes of Mitch Piggin, Lewis Rankin, Craig Reed, Kevin Thornton, big players in the history of Coventry United. The 2 captains meeting in the centre circle, Zachy Evans for Hinckley, Chris Cox for Coventry. Whilst you're holed up in your nice warm living rooms, feel a little bit of sympathy for those of us here. The Dean Masters stand, the main stand here at Barwell FC, the Crown Skip Hire Stadium, to give it its official name. And it will be Coventry United to kick us off from right to left in the purple and white. Ryan Harkins standing over the ball, a former Hinckley striker in his own right. As part of a big push in Step 6 at one time. We were actually here for that playoff game at Kirkby Road against Belper a few years ago, when a lot of the Coventry United presence, the likes of Liam Cairns and Joe Cairns, Harry Sawyer, all lining up for Hinckley. But today it's all about Coventry United, and we're underway here at Barwell. Let's hope for a great game of football to warm the old cockles of United Counties League Premier Division South. Morley is headed into the midfield now. Alex Locke, a former Coventry Spinks midfielder, signed from Nuneaton earlier in the season. Mullen, a former Nuneaton midfielder of his own. Cameron Dunn, and here's Seth Morley playing out wide this afternoon on the left wing. Delivery is over Ryan Harkin, and leaping out is the impressive Divin Emmanuel, who's replaced former Coventry Spinks goalkeeper Keelan Fallows between the sticks. Has made a big impression over the last few games here at Kirkby Road, but has yet to keep a clean sheet for the home side. Morley. Dunn knocks it back for Zazi. Then stabbed back on the edge of the area, and it's hooked away. And now Coventry have to deal with it at the back, headed back to Dan Moore. First touch on the ball in a Coventry United shirt for Shay Palmer, former Highgate United captain, under the tutelage of Terry Anderson. Signed on a dual registration from Worcester this week. Here's Zazi, and he's got the throwing out of it. Jacob Shilton forced to hook it out. And our first new ball of the evening. It didn't take more than 2 minutes. Just down the line from the penalty area will be the former Manchester United trainee, Steph Morley. Zazi and Mullen there. He goes on to Ryan Harkin. Escapes the clutches. Across the face of goal. He got away from Zach Tellen, but couldn't find a purple shirt in the danger zone. Well, there is one more game in the professional leagues in England, that being in the Premier League tonight, Sunderland and Burnley. Two teams who came through the Championship last season. The less said about that playoff game in Sunderland, the better. Nearly choked on the red smoke from beneath me on that day. But two teams enjoying very different seasons on their return to the pinnacle of English football. The goal kick nodded out on that far side by Charlie Shaw. The throw-in to come from Gabe Webster. It's a bit of a haze, a fog coming down, so apologies if we do get the player names wrong. Here's Alex Dean. He's played at a much higher level in the past. Emmanuel. Luke Downs battling for it and gets the better of Jordan Clement. Hooks it on, and Zazi's going to give chase here. All good one for the defender, but he just sees it back. Emmanuel having to be on his toes. Through the middle from Shilton. Here's Alex Locke, an old friend of mine from Coventry Sphinx last season. Locke again receives from Dean. Swiping across Cody Mullen. Not enough to take it away. Clements. And Hinckley looking for an early break here. Off the head of Brady Middleton, the former Red and Greens attacker. And it will be a goal kick. Whipped in from the left-hand side, but nothing doing for Middleton, who didn't enjoy the most successful of stints with Coventry United. He'll want to do everything in his power to haunt his old team this evening. It's Moore's kick towards the left-hand side. Zazi unable to get on the end of that one. It's not the best of deliveries from the former Worcester City shot stopper. There's the throw from Dean. And a poor delivery from Divin Emmanuel under pressure from Zazi. The goalkeepers are struggling so far. And Steph Morley, a non-league veteran with Leamington, waiting for that errant ball to be distributed to him. Well, they had played a new ball onto the field, but they are going to pull it back now to the original one. 5 minutes gone, still 0-0. But it is United making the more promising moves in the opening minutes. The clearance by Evans, Coventry failing to capitalise down the left. Alex Locke. Here's Middleton, looking to slip it through for Locke. And Shea Palmer doing the business, swiping across Locke and finding Steph Morley in for the injured Adam Miles tonight. Miles struggling with a knee injury. The other absentee is that of Charlie Faulkner, beginning a 2-match league suspension. He will be back for the FA Vars blockbuster last 16 tie on Saturday against North Shields. Possibly an opportunity here for Middleton. Now United have got men back, and it is enough. The block made by Cox, and Sawyer dribbles his way out of danger. Mullen. Hemi Azazi and Shaw looking for the run of Mullen, cut out by Gabe Webster. Oh, pushing the back on Chandler Pegg. Referee says nothing doing. Here's Harkin, now Mullen. Zazi making the run to his left, look to slip it through. The offside flag's up against Ryan Harkin. Done through the centre, Harkin down the right. Both of them were treading thin lines. As we said earlier, Coventry United need to get the full 3 points to head back into those playoff places. It would only be on goal difference against Everton, but the goal difference has been pretty superior for Coventry United this season. A few high-scoring matches. The goal kick from Emmanuel headed back where it came from by Palmer. Here's Locke on the right-hand side. Returns to sender and Alex Dean. Now Zachy Evans, the captain, and a late barge from Cody Mullen draws in the free kick on the halfway line. The ball looked on a road to nowhere, so it's a lucky break for Hinckley. And Jacob Shilton will take it short to Tullin. Shilton again. Zazi closes off the avenue. Alex Dean. Tullin again, closed down by Harkin. He's got Zazi running to his right. Mullen making himself available too, and he's got Shaw on the right hand side too. Cody Mullen's going to hit it. And it's onto his knees, and easy pickings for Divin Emmanuel. The first save of the evening. Here's Zachy Evans. Mullen trying to charge him down. And it's well controlled on this near side by Middleton. A playoff winner with Rugby Borough last season. Dinks it into the area. No one home for Hinckley. Played out short by Moore. Cox was it behind Sawyer, but it's easily controlled. Another man who won the playoffs with Rugby. Downs. Mullen scoops it on, but no purple shirts in the vicinity. And Ryan Harkin closing down on Divin Emmanuel, who distributes it quickly to Jacob Shilton. Now Gabe Webster. Aimless ball down the left wing into the Coventry United technical area, where Terry Anderson, Luke Morton and Gaz Hardick are lined up. They want to see that winning run continue, a winning run which incidentally has led to Coventry United being named the January Team of the Month for the United Counties League Premier Division South. The second time in 3 months that Coventry United have achieved that award. Congratulations to everyone involved with Coventry United. It's Morley in and headed into the ground and opening the door for Ryan Harkin here. It's Harkin, kills it round. That's a divine save by Divin Emmanuel. It was curling into that far post, both palms to it. Emmanuel, that was superb. It results in a throw-in on the far side. Zazi. Back to Sawyer. Wrestling for position. Gets another throw-in out of it. And taken quickly to Charlie Shaw. Hooks it back for Dunn. Couldn't bring it to feet. Alex Locke should clear. He does. Dribbles through a congested midfield. Lovely slide by Downs to bring it back. Morley to Mullen. Here's Cameron Dunn. He's got a goal in him as he's recently rediscovered that scoring form. It pinballed through the penalty area and back with Emmanuel. 10 gone at Kirkby Road. Coventry United with a chance of the match. Ryan Harkin pulling out a smart stop from the Hinckley number 1, but it remains scoreless in the United Counties League Premier Division South. Hinckley AFC 0, Coventry United 0. Jordan Clement cannons off a United man. Zazi's up for it. Webster wins the war. Curls it down the left. There were hands in the back there from Shea Palmer. Referee says nothing doing. Pegg's having a tough time against the former Highgate captain. Switch of the play. Steph Morley. Threads it through to Cameron Dunn. And still going Dunn here. Look at the set up Mullen. Rolls behind him, but Mullen will collect. Overlap made by Sawyer. Harry Sawyer, and it cannons off the back of Zach Tellin. Throw in Coventry United just outside the danger zone. It's in the hands of the Coventry United right back. Shaw making himself available. It's further afield to Nehemiah Zazi. Poked back to Sawyer. Zazi scoring twice in his first Coventry United start last time out against Northampton Sowerby Rangers. Poked up by Downs. Who will claim it? It's Charlie Shaw. Plenty of red shirts in front of him. He's got to try and find a way through. Here's Cameron Dunn to hit it. One touch off Jacob Shilton to take it away from the goal. Jack Dillon sent it back, but it's kept in by Emmanuel to prevent the corner. Divin Emmanuel, the new Hinckley number 1, towering header by Cox, famed for his leaping ability through his tremendous non-league career. Booted up from the back and headed on by Chandler Pegg. Collected in the box by Dan Moore. Rolled out with Morley. Keeping that right at his feet. Knock it around the back now. Coventry United not looking to leave themselves exposed at this stage of the game. Sawyer. And Downs cutting it a bit short there, playing it behind Cameron Dunn. As This is the first time that Ryan Harkin and Nehemiah Zazi have played together. It'll be interesting to see what sort of dynamic those two can cook up. Shaw looking to head through on a one-man mission against the Hinckley back lines. Eventually sent out offshore by the Hinckley left back in Gabe Webster. United do look the more progressive side in the opening 13 minutes. And from the Brady Hickey end, it will be Divin Emmanuel with the goal kick, skews to the left. Brought to feet by Shea Palmer. Player that Terry Anderson's long admired, and Steph Morley with an underhit pass, and Middleton trying to catch out his old teammate Dan Moore, but Moore scrambles back and keeps Middleton out. Goals were all too rare for Middleton, the Coventry United colours, who will hope that that isn't the case tonight. Now at the other ends, Evans has to try and get Hinckley out of danger. Charged down by Mullen. Out it goes to the right for a throw into Hinckley, about halfway into their own turf. And another match ball is going to be required. Alex Dean will get Hinckley underway again from the right flank. It's a short one to Jacob Shilton. Zazi piling on the pressure. Emmanuel should deal with it well, and does. Here's Jake Tellin. Has to skip around the challenge of Ryan Harkin. Webster down the heart of the field. Neat control to the right by Cox. Shaw's onto it. Harkin, who called Kirkby Road home once. In the close of Hinckley, looked for the run of Charlie Shaw, who just stumbled at the inopportune moment. If you are enjoying this evening's coverage here on Coventry United TV, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more exclusive content. We're debuting a brand new CUTV intro this week for the Coventry United TV highlights, so make sure to check that out. Celebrating 10 years of non-league and women's broadcasting here on CUTV. Let's roll to the right with Dean. Middleton. Head was making the run, but United stacking men back. Mullen only into the path of Zaki Evans. Tellin. Shifts it just out of reach for Alex Lockett. The first time I've seen he got there on the second strike, but straight into the side netting. Angle far too tight, and now the Hinckley fans starting to find their voice. Apologies. That's the trouble with working in the cold at non-league games. Sometimes you do get ill in the winter months. Charlie Shaw, United on the counter. Sawyer. It's a deft cross onto the chest of Cody Mullen. Harkin waiting for the bounce, but it's prodded out for the throw by Zaki Evans, the Hinckley captain. United still very much on the assault. Morley, eggs of space for Zazi. What will he do with it? He'll roll it to the right-hand side. Shaw. Now Luke Downs. Sawyer. Does he fancy a crack? He does! And the defender able to clip it away. Morley comes back for more. Shea Palmer on his red and green's debut plays a 1-2 with Harry Sawyer. Downs. Back to Palmer. Switches the play to Steph Morley. Shaw to Morley again. Shaw swapping wings with Cameron Dunn. And United knocking it around the midfield, but ever so slightly forced backwards. Now into their own half with the skipper, Chris Cox. Going long, too long. Out for a throw-in level with the Hinckley penalty area to the home side. Slight delay here as Zach Telling's tying his boots. Dean, it's over the head of Telling, allowing Morley onto it. Harkin knocks it back for Cody and Balloon, who's been a shining light in the United lineup after his move from Hinckley. Booted over to the right. Acres of space for Harry Sawyer. Once on a Hinckley man. Now Cameron Dunn. Dunn sided it up! And he was not a million miles away from another stunning strike. Just flashes over. Just getting underway at the Stadium of Light in the Premier League. 0-0 between Sunderland and Burnley. It's rolled out from the back by Shilton. Dean stuck his laces through that one. Chested down by Shea Palmer. Chris Cox plays it safe with Middleton lurking behind him. It's back with Dan Moore, the number one. He's not been tested at this stage of the match. Zazi. Charged down by Webster. The ball's free, not for long. Hooked on by Jordan Clements. Moore's back for the red and greens. Palmer. Charlie Shaw. And Shea Palmer looking for the long run of Nehemiah Zazi. Nodded across by Gabe Webster, and Hinckley once more dealing with the aerial threat of the red and greens. Loose ball, and Chris Cox is going to go some here to avoid being catched. That's a fantastic ball to Harry Sawyer, looking for an even better one to Nehemiah Zazi. The slide doesn't keep him at bay for long. It's Zazi, and Emmanuel is equal to it at the near post. Strike from the right-hand side of the penalty area, just creeping into the box. And a misplaced pass in the final third for Hinckley gives Coventry United a route back in with the throw-in. Done. Didn't fall right for Mullen. He tried to chase it himself. Shilton clears his lines, and Shea Palmer slightly underhit that return header to Moore. But quick thinking from the United number one, Chandler Pegg, was a day late and a dollar short. There's the throw to Evans. Crossed by Evans. Diving header clear by Palmer, putting his body on the line for the red and greens. Striding forward is Shaw. To his right is Harry Sawyer. Sawyer for Zazi. His second Coventry United star. Zazi! Harkin wasn't well placed to tuck it in. Flashes across the face of goal. With Harkin closer to the penalty spot. .21 gone here at Kirkby Road, the home of Barwell and Hinckley AFC. It's Hinckley 0, Coventry United 0, but you have to say at the moment Coventry United are looking the more promising. David Emmanuel down the heart of the field. Leaping like a salmon was Chris Cox, but who's going to get to the seconds? It's the veteran Steph Morley. Here's Shaw. Hinckley starting to compact that central area of the field. It's a high one for Zazi. He will get there. Back with Cody Mullen. A light dusting of rain making the pitch and the ball a little more greasy. Mullen. Sawyer into the centre for Luke Downs, quickly caught in possession. And looking to push upfield now, Tellen. Dean steps away from the challenge of Cameron Dunn. Zachy Evans, now Shilton, and United piling on the pressure, closing Hinckley down. Who got the last touch? It was Alex Dean. Shaw and Harkin combining beautifully. Downs. Morley retreats. It's with Chris Cox at centre-back. Coventry United veteran, the all-time record appearance holder for Coventry United. Broke that record earlier this season, breaking the previous record of another club legend in Ben Valance. Downs. Charlie Shaw anchoring the midfield at the moment. Cox knew the pass to Morley wasn't on, so he'll go behind some more. Chandler Pegg just keeping his presence there. And Moore through the midfield. Zazi leapt for it. The second's collected by Evans. Webster. Back to Zachy Evans. Was there a push on Brady Middleton? Yes, there was. A little heavy-handed from Luke Downs. I think it's the first free kick in open play that's been given in the opening 24 minutes. We've had throw-ins mainly, but I don't think we've actually had a free kick so far, or a corner. It's been very much a game that's been played on the green stuff. And here comes the free kick. Can Hinckley prize parity away? It's a glancing header. It was heading wide anyway, but Dan Moore had to be safe. Off the bonds of Jake Tullin. And poor control on that far side by Charlie Shaw from the distribution of Dan Moore. In front of the United management staff, it will be a throw-in. And it's as quick as they lost it, they've got it back. Coventry United forcing Hinckley over the line, but Mullen runs into the challenge of Evans on the halfway line. Here's Alex Dean. Plays a 1-2 with Tellin. Dean again behind to Tellin. Quick pass on for Brady Middleton. Too quick for the former Coventry United attacker. Going to get the game time he was hoping for with the emergence of Ryan Harkin as the club's go-to man for goals. It's fantastic chest control by Nehemiah Zazi, shielding the ball while help arrives. He couldn't maintain it. Shilton snatches from behind. Zazi, now Dean. Swiping across was Cameron Dunn, didn't make contact with the ball. And it's kept at the feet of Alex Dean. Now Shilton, look for Pegg. Nodded across by Shea Palmer. Morley should get there and does, and curls it back to Moore. Milton closing him down. No hassle, no worry for Dan Moore in goal. Down his header. Sent back where it came from by Tullin. Zach Tellin. Beautiful curling ball in and looped over by Brady Middleton of all players. Well, they're singing his name behind the goal, but Middleton will watch that back and he will know he should have put that away. And Morley strides away from his own backyard. Hinckley's starting to get a stranglehold in this game, and Coventry cannot allow that. Sawyer, and it rolls across Middleton's path. Wasn't expecting it. Steph Morley with the ball in his possession. Zazi the target, and forces Shilton to prod it out on this near side. The sheer presence of Zazi enough to take Shilton off his game. Morley looking for a purple shirt. It's a long throw into Harkin, and he's found him. Forced out of the area by Shilton. Now a chance to cross. Here's Charlie Shaw! It was just curling towards the far post with the fingertips of Emmanuel, making absolutely certain that United didn't break the deadlock on 28 minutes. And a tangle between Palmer and Alex Locke brings that move to an end in midfield. It's taken quickly. Tullin. Now Locke. Sent off balance. Referee unmoved. And it's on the edge of the centre circle with Tellin. And leaping into that ball there was Shea Palmer. A trip on the way through. Alex Locke and Harry Sawyer getting a little too close for comfort for the referee's liking, and it will be a free kick to Coventry United, 10 yards outside of enemy territory on the right wing. Luke Downs. Palmer, a deft pass through to Downs. It was a risk, but a risk worth taking. Harry Sawyer's currently out of the action, tend to his boots, but he's back in now. Morley to Zazi. United have created, but they haven't capitalised. Sawyer cutting in. Skips past the challenge. Gets it back from Charlie Shaw. Mullen has a go. Cannons off the defender. Now Mahenia Zazi! Via a deflection. Over it goes on the first corner of the night. Minutes to go until half time here on CUTV. We'll be taking a 10-minute break at half time for a quick drink, preferably something hot. So make sure to stick around for the second half. And the match ball being retrieved by Shea Palmer. It's going to be Steph Morley to whip it in from the right-hand side. Zazi's up for it, headed away at the far post. Shaw, the danger far from over. Zazi went through his legs. The seconds fall to Palmer. Luke Downs, never say die from Coventry United. Well, that ball did die. Floated for a sea of purple and red, and ultimately out for the goal kick. Remember to join us on Saturday for arguably the biggest day in Coventry United's history. Their first ever last 16 tie in the Isuzu FA Vase. A place in the quarter-finals is the prize against North Shields at the Butts Park Arena. 3 o'clock on Saturday. £7 adults, 4 bag and sessions, £1 for under 16s. Be a part of this massive occasion. And Morley, the flag stays down against Ryan Harkin, drifts to the left-hand side. He's got Zazi behind, doesn't need them. Took a deflection off Shilton. And the outstretched toe of Divin Emmanuel coming within Coventry United in the opening goal. Well, we were told before the game, this lad is a great shot stopper. You don't have to tell me twice what a game he's having. You know, I've got to find a way past this cat-like goalkeeper. Head out as far as Luke Downs. High, wide, not at all handsome. Well, you'd expect players to get some stick for a strike like that, but not from your other half. She's doubly as harsh. I don't think that one's going to be making the highlights. We will try and get the highlights done for you tonight, depending on what time we get back to the Free Spy City. Worst case scenario, it will be tomorrow evening. Cameron Dunn, caught between a rock and a hard place there. You know, look, he took the brunt of shoulder of Dean and then into the side of Shilton. Double whammy for Dunny. And goal in the Premier League. Sunderland lead Burnley by 1-0 through Diarra. Wouldn't normally be so interested in a Sunderland match, given I'm a diehard Coventry City fan, but needs must. It's the only other match on tonight. We've got to talk about something when the ball's out of play. United sacking young men in the Hinckley backyard. Can they make it their own? It sure curls it in. Out comes Emmanuel. 2 strong hands to it. And the seconds fall to Cameron Dunn. Looking to craft something out. Could well be another free kick there as Dunn sent tumbling. Referee says no. And eventually punted clear by Webster. Palmer leaps above the rest in the centre circle. Morley. A little hand in the shoulder there from Alex Locke. Not enough on Chris Cox to warrant a penalty. Rightly so. It's amazing to believe this is the first away match for Coventry United after the turn of the year. Feels like an age since Christmas. And Cody Mullen attempting a block on Shilton. Mistimed to say the least. And Shilton may be in need of some help here. Thankfully he seems able to get back to his feet on his own, but you may think, you know, the 80s and 70s is a time where men were men. They take on tackles like that and just shrug them off. In temperatures like this, even the slightest touch of the ball hurts. So when people say wrestling's fair, you try doing it. The free kick headed up by Cox. Shaw looking to, Palmer I should say, trying to end the danger. And Cox tries to back into his own area, but racing out is Dan Moore. Still no score after 35 minutes at Kirkby Road. As the second half has gone on, first half I should say has gone on, or really the second half of the first half. Hinckley have looked more of a match, but United still dangerous on the break. Sawyer through a crowded midfield. Ryan Harkin looked to prize it to Nehemiah Zazi, but tracking back is Webster. Downs collects unopposed in the centre circle. Now Morley. In his second season for the Red and Greens. Through ball towards Ryan Harkin. Just evades catcher from Shilton and keeps the ball in play. Left side of the area. Down line for Morley, who tracks back towards the halfway line. Into the heart of defence, and Chris Cox, the ultimate Coventry United legend. Sawyer's making the run. And it's a fantastic ball, and it's a great run. Looking for Zazi. The block made. Tullen did enough at the expense of a corner. Made the initial block and then was able to send the seconds over the line to keep Coventry United quiet for a little longer. Closing in on the break, Coventry United still looking for the opener. Out comes Emmanuel once more, commanding the box like any goalkeeper should. Shaw in for Dunn, pulls it back, Cody Mullen! It will be a corner. Closing in, the Hinckley midfielder, as he let the shot go. It was Tullen who made the block. But United playing already. Morley looking to drive it in. Short of the near post. Well, Hinckley looking far superior to a team who have lost their last 4 games. They came very close to causing an upset against Nuneaton on Saturday. Only 2-1 defeat here at Kirkby Road against the Nuneaton side, who are looking odds on for Step 4 football at the first attempt under their current guys. Zazi. Sawyer took it too close to a red shirt, but there is a throw in halfway into Hinckley territory, which will be left for Harry Sawyer to take a punt at. The throw is to Charlie Shaw, returned to the former Rugby Borough man, knocking it around on that far side. Mullen looked to curl it into the area for Ryan Harkin, headed away by Shilton. Middleton just sidesteps the challenge of Chris Cox, his old captain. Brilliant ball retention from Middleton. And out wide with Gabe Webster. The ball to the invisible man, methinks. Stopped in its tracks by Harry Sawyer. Mullen, a favourite with the Nuneaton Town players, especially after his winning goal against Newport Pagnell a few weeks ago. Punted upfield by Shea Palmer. We're going to make an impact on his red and green stadium. Harkin held back by Shilton. Tellin will let it bounce back to Divin Emmanuel, who has been the star of this first half. Takes his time in collecting. United may well be looking at the bench for inspiration. Amongst the subs for the red and greens, Danny Fraser, Riley Devoyle, Dan Cassidy, Stanley Juve and Benji Adamarco. The one that really screams out is Adamarco. Dunn will let that clearance from Shilton bounce out on this near side. And Hinckley have a former Coventry United man on the bench in Ashton de Mulder. A man I know well from my time of the champions of the county in Sunday League, Albany FC. Cox steams in with the challenge on Tellin, but it's thumped down the right hand side. Dean looking for Peg. Palmer gets his bonds to it. Morley mops up. Downs. Caught Palmer in a little spot of trouble. The referee gives play on as a Hinckley man goes flying. It's Middleton to prize it home. He just doesn't seem to want to go in for him. And the referee is now going to call back to make sure that Chandler Pegg is all right. He was sent flying on the initial drive. Hinckley were given a chance to play on. They took it. Middleton zoning in on Dan Moore's net, but pulls it past. And the referee decides against pulling out the yellow card. A chance that Coventry United really crafted themselves. Sure. Now Steph Morley suddenly doesn't feel so cold when you've got some cracking United Counties League action in front of you. Cox, there are offside calls against Harkin. They fall on deaf ears, off the chest of Harkin, former Hinckley striker. Morley sends down off the ball, referee doesn't want to know. Sawyer driving. Evans back to cover him off. Now Cameron Dunn had Emmanuel scrambling, but it flashes wide. Well, I think if he'd got that on target, I don't think there was a thing that Emmanuel could have done about it. He looked beaten. They've certainly tested Hinckley of Coventry United, but Hinckley at the moment standing up to that test. 4 minutes to go before the break, still scoreless in the United Counties League Premier Division South. Hinckley AFC 0, Coventry United 0. It's Emmanuel towards the right. Morley shields the ball from Brady Middleton, his old sparring partner in training. Ryan Harkin. Alex Dean headed up by Zazi in the midfield. Cody Mullen just trickles to Morley, and now Mullen again. Zazi once more, they're quickly on him, and Alex Dean standing firm but loses the ball under his feet to Ryan Harkin. Here's Cameron Dunn, meaty slide in by Tullin. Referee says it's fair game, although it's left Dunn in a heap. But Hinckley can't capitalise with a wasted ball through the United back line. Chris Cox looking to get Coventry United back on the front foot. Harry Sawyer. And the run is being made by Luke Downs, who'll be getting a nosebleed that far up the field. He looked for Harkin instead, but Harkin was a couple of paces behind. Dean. now trying to get themselves into a more enviable position towards the end of this first half. Mullen and Middleton making all the running here as he tries to pen Coventry United in, and he's done so. He's made the block on Chris Cox. Look for a teammate to his left. He got a second crack at it, but couldn't bring it to feet. And here come United as Middleton stays down. Cody Mullen. Zazi's free on the left. Finds the former Sutton Coldfield man. Nehemiah Zazi looking to pick out Cameron Dunn. 3 men in the way for Nehemiah Zazi, and there's a free kick given against Cameron Dunn. It's Alex Dean who's gone down. I only assumed there was a little trip on the way through from Dunn, as we're now into the last 90 seconds of normal time. We haven't been told how much added time there will be yet. There hasn't been too much in the way of stoppages, so I wouldn't say much more than a minute. Remember to stick around for the second half. We will be muting the microphone for around 10 minutes. And we're seeing 2 added minutes are about to be announced. So 2 minutes at the conclusion of the 45. Dunn going to juggle it past Gabe Webster, but falls short. Middleton gives chase. Will he get there in time? He does, but he's stopped the ball on the line only for Cox to snatch it. And Middleton, the guy won't stop running, but Chris Cox has caught Chandler Pegg. There will be a free kick on the right side of the penalty area. No further punishment for Chris Cox, but the thing that made that possible, that free kick possible for Hinckley, was the tenacity, the never say die attitude of Brady Middleton. It hasn't quite worked for him in front of goal tonight, but the running, it just does not stop. And we are now into added time, and there will be 2 minutes. Punted in by Zach Tellin. Crucial header by Charlie Shaw. Job finished by Downs. Zazi up for the seconds on the edge of the centre circle, but collected by Alex Locke. His old management duo, Lewis Guest and John Woodward, here to watch him playing for Hinckley. And Cameron Dunn tripped as he let the ball fly down the right-hand side. Taken short, and there's acres of space out wide for Steph Morley. No one's tracked him for Hinckley. Could this cost them? Tellin now trying to cover off the approach. Zazi's there. It's behind to Luke Downs. Coventry need to be a bit more expansive, a bit more progressive. Palmer. And then Brady Middleton trailing, and now here's Harry Sawyer wrestling for position. He's got the free kick from Alex Locke. So this will be the final move of the opening period here at a bitterly cold Kirkby Road. And Steph Morley with a chance for an in-swinger from the right wing to give Coventry United a lead, which on the basis you would say they have deserved. It's Morley, doesn't beat the first man. The seconds will come in with Cameron Dunn. Cox is onside. Great crossing opportunity here. Pulls it back. Ryan Harkin. It was heading wide, headed back to the goalkeeper, but the entire Hinckley midfield and defence were back to keep it out, and the referee ends the first half, which has been fraught with action, but not yet goals. Half-time score here at Kirkby Road in the United Counties League Premier Division South. Hinckley AFC 0, Coventry United 0. And we're back here on Coventry United TV for the exciting conclusion of this United Counties League Premier Division South match. Hinckley AFC 0, Coventry United 0, as we are about to get the second half action underway. No half-time changes from what we can see for either side, as you were from before the break. Coventry United pulling out some great stops from Divin Emmanuel in the opening period. Hinckley with him to thank that they're not behind in this game. But there's 45 minutes of action still coming your way on Coventry United TV. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And keep an eye out for the video highlights coming out either tonight or tomorrow evening. Referee checks that we're good to go for the second half. And here we go, Brady Milton starts us off, with Hinckley now kicking from right to left in their red and blue shirts. Coventry United in their white and purple away kit, the red and greens. Usually wear the civic colours of Coventry, once worn by Coventry City in the early 20th century. And it's Alex Dean thumping it upfield towards Chandler Pegg. Flicked over, Brady Middleton by Cox. Coventry looking to weather the early Hinckley storm. Morley, clearance cannons off Middleton, and Middleton shrugs his old teammate aside. And Pegg was waiting for it, but just snatched away at the crucial moment by Shea Palmer. Here's Dunn, looking for the run of Nehemiah Zazi. Will he get there in time? It's going to be close, and he just comes up short, but does poke it out for the throw-in rather than the corner. So Coventry now looking to box in their opposition in their own backyard. There goes the throw. Headed on by Chandler Pegg. On the halfway line for Coventry United, it's Shea Palmer. Now Cox. Through the middle to Luke Downs. Sawyer and Hinckley doing well to close off the space in the early minutes of this second half, and Coventry have been dispossessed once more. Neither team able to maintain possession particularly well here. Here's Clements for Hinckley. Alex Locke. Dean behind to Locke again. Challenging by Harkin, but Dean retrieves. Shilton. Now Tullin. Hinckley starting brightly. Chandler Pegg gives chase to that long ball down the left-hand side. Shea Palmer forced into the mistake. It would be a corner. Trying to shield the ball out. It will be their first corner of the match. And a big opportunity for a huge break for Hinckley. By Tellin. Shouldn't got there first, but only send it behind. And a looping cross straight over for another corner. Far touch seemingly coming from Cameron Dunn, who leapt in front of the cross from Jordan Clements. Take two for Tellin. Down to the near post, brings it down, curls it down the right for Nehemiah Zazi. Shields the ball well from Webster. Now looking to get away here. Zazi can get his legs running. Look for the through ball now for Cameron Dunn. And Cameron Dunn is through. Cameron Dunn for the opening goal. And it's, I think the goalkeeper got a hand to it. He did indeed. Not bad by the defender, but once again, Divin Emmanuel coming up trumps for Hinckley. Clements, look for the run of Zach Tellin down the left side, but it bounces in front of the on-rushing winger. Harry Sawyer, United on the back foot in the opening minutes of this second half. They had that great chance through Cameron Dunn. Just seconds ago, Zazi. To cushion it down for Charlie Shaw, but now the chance for Chandler Pegg to open the scoring. Brilliant save by Moore. Middleton! Moore again! And Middleton takes it over the line for a goal kick. 3 brilliant chances for Brady Middleton. Well, the old saying goes, you always score against your old club. It seems complete opposite for Brady Middleton today. Moore down the centre of the park towards Ryan Harkin. Coventry have to get a grip here. The opening 5 minutes of this second half have belonged to Hinckley for the vast majority. And Cameron Dunn nods it out on the far side. You know, to break down the left wing. It's a frustrating opening to this second half for Terry Anderson's men. Shilton. It's an aimless ball to the midfield. Shaw got on the end of it momentarily, but Zach Tellin sneaking in for the second. And here is Tellin. Middleton. And Chandler Pegg. Hinckley have got Coventry at 60 and 70, but Pegg lets it run away from him. They're getting into some brilliant positions, but Hinckley can't make it work. Palmer receives from Cox. Harry Sawyer, it's a lofted ball towards Cody Mullins. Zazi trying to force the defender into a mistake. And Shilton thumps it out into the turnstile. So a throw-in on about the halfway line for Harry Sawyer to take. And Kev de Mulder there, the father of Ashton de Mulder. Proving to be the oldest ball boy around. Zazi tried to control on the line, touches it over with help from Tellin from behind. Emmanuel has already been called into action in the early stages of the second period. Pegged the target, nodded up by Cox, seconds on by Sawyer. Straight to the feet of Jordan Clement. Now Tellin, look for Brady Middleton, cut out by Palmer. Down to way, flicked on by Shaw. Here's Chris Cox, barges Alex Locke out of it. Steph Morley, another chase is on for Cameron Dunn. Can he get there first? No. It's a slide out for the throw in level with the penalty area. Coventry were complaining for a free kick, but it looks like he's taking it cleanly. And the throw is to Zazi. Covered up by Locke. Morley in the vicinity. Here's Nehemiah Zazi again. Zazi's delivery. Harkin nowhere to be found. And rolls out on this near side for the throw-in to Hinckley. It's not been Harkin's afternoon. Tullin. Now Shilton playing a dangerous game in the area. United players all over them, but they've got it away. And now there's space down the right for Dean. Shaw tracks back and forces Dean back to his own home end. Tullin. Now Evans. Hinckley captain. Webster. Sticks his laces through that one. And it's a neat touch by Clement. Looks for Chandler Pegg. Still going Pegg. Stumbling into the challenge is Chris Cox. Beautifully done by the veteran. And Evans curling it down the right hand side. No one there for Hinckley. Collected by Chris Cox down line. Here's Morley, who can of course play at centre back, but is used on the left tonight. His long ball flies over the head of Ryan Harkin. Sent back where it came from by Tullin. Wrestling for the ball is Brady Middleton and Cameron Dunn. Dunn wins that battle. The change coming up for Hinckley AFC after just 9 minutes of the second half. But it is a great start for the home side. Middleton barged over from behind by Harry Sawyer. Teammates of Rugby Borough, of course, in that playoff winning team of last season. away again with Shilton, asking where are the options, where am I going? Has to play it across to Tullin. Middleton. Knew the ball was flashing past him, could do nothing. Here's Harry Sawyer. Towards Zazi. Zazi nods it down. Dunn, look for the through ball to Charlie Shaw, but intercepted by the central defender. Shilton rolls left, and Gabe Webster. Now Jordan Clement, the only man to be drafted into the Hinckley side this afternoon after that narrow defeat to Nuneaton. And the attempt to play it through, a Chandler Pegg cut out by Coventry United's Shea Palmer. 10 gone in the second half, and the home side are in the ascendancy, but still 0-0 between Hinckley and Coventry United. Coventry's problems this season have come on the road. They have been infallible at home. Only one defeat all season. That came on the opening day all the way back in July against Nelson Park, team who have really fallen away from the promotion race. But away from home, Coventry have had their struggles. Here's Sawyer. Pulls at the cross. Ryan Harkin couldn't get space to strike. Evans, and as far as Cameron Dunn, and Emmanuel was leaping towards it, but the block made. And it will be a throw into Hinckley on the far side. Cody Mullen and Alex Locke tangling. And here comes the opening change of the evening for Hinckley AFC. It's Chandler Pegg who's being withdrawn, and on comes Ashton de Mulder. A striker for a player who has played the majority of his career as a midfielder, but it looks like he is heading up front. Potentially giving Jordan Clement a more attacking position. We'll have to wait and see. It's knocked around the ballpark for Hinckley at the back. Locke taking a more dynamic role in midfield with Clement pushing on. Zachy Evans. Dean is running to touch by Charlie Shaw. And a throw to Locke. Dean. Looks for Brady Middleton, won in the air by Shea Palmer. There are appeals from Hinckley. Look, fair game to me. And Harkin looking to beat the offside trap, and he has done. Ryan Harkin, Nehemiah Zazi looking to take it on. Runs it into touch. No sign of Coventry United changes at the moment, but the one that sticks out would be Benji Anamarco, the pacey winger. Also the likes of vice-captain Riley DeVoyle on there. Dan Cassidy, who can play in defence and up front. As well as Stanley Jube and the left-back Danny Fraser, whose pinpoint crosses have been invaluable to Ryan Harkin recently. Downs, Harkin beaten mid-air by Shilton. Again, the head sense breaking out in the midfield. And nodded into the ground this time by Tellin. Helped on by Middleton. Zach Tellin. Sawyer gets the wrong side and does well to shield it out. Brilliantly done. And the quick goal kick taken to Morley at left back. Plays a 1-2 with Downs. Ryan Harkin. Cody Mullen straight off the chest of Alex Locke, and here come Hinckley once more, and trying to catch out Dan Moore, who dives down to his left beautifully. And a corner will follow after the attempted cross from the right. Still scoreless as we come up to the hour mark. at Kirkby Road, the home of Barwell and Hinckley AFC. The tide has turned at the break. Dean offering the short option. Tellin looking further afield. And Shilton was there while Peter Crouch wasn't getting his head to that one. Unless you've got the Jolly Green Giant up front, then that's not going to be the ball for you. Here's Sawyer looking to skip his way out of trouble. Skip his way into trouble there as he loses the ball for a throw-in. Level with his own area. To Mulder. Loses connection with the ball, cleared by Shea Palmer. Sawyer makes the block on Gabe Webster. Looking for a route down the left. It will be a throw into Hinckley in a dangerous position. We've only got half an hour to go. Chested down by Evans from the throw. Back to Zachy Evans. Jake Webster. Gabe Webster still going. Free kick, Coventry United. A tangle of legs between Gabe Webster and Luke Downs in the penalty area. It looked rather innocuous. The referee finds in favour of the red and greens. Cox. Centred upfield, Shilton. Keeps Ryan Harkin quiet, slid across to Sawyer by Cody Mullen. This is the position that Harry Sawyer thrives on with space to run at. Now level with the area. Down line to Mullen. First time cross by Mullen. First time clearance from Shilton. Oh, good bounce for Middleton. Here's Steph Morley. Shaw. Now Ryan Harkin. The space out wide for Sawyer again. Another chance for a delivery from Sawyer. And tripped on the edge of the area. Referee turns his head. Coventry absolutely fuming. Sawyer sent to ground. But did he go to ground too easily? And now Coventry give away the free kick, level with the area. A little barge on Zachy Evans, I believe. In fact, no, it's Gabe Webster who's headed down. And Charlie Shaw continues to argue the toss. Referee's already made his mind up. The free kick from Emmanuel. Some real physicality going on there on the edge of the Coventry United area, and Coventry United get the free kick. Ashton and Mulder barging down. Chris Cox, and at opposite ends of their career. Another change in the offing for Hinckley as Nemi Azazi muscled out of it by Gabe Webster. Now to Mulder, surrounded by white and purple, eventually loses out. Dunn plays it on, but Sawyer not ready to make the run. Zachy Evans plays it over the back line, but no one home except for Dan Moore, who quickly launches it to Steph Morley. Shaw. Cox calming things down at the back. Looks for Sawyer, flashes past him. Throw in. 10 yards into Hinckley territory, and Coventry United are making their first change. Benji Adamarco will be coming on for the red and greens. And the offside flag up against Ashton and Mulder. Referee's not seen it, he has now. A long ball from the back. Coventry United trying to take it quickly, but the ball was moving. Now comes the Hinckley change. And Nehemiah Zazi is going to be the man to exit the field for Coventry United. And Hemi Azazi replaced by Adamarco. We wait for confirmation of the Hinckley changes. So the first change, Brady Middleton replaced by James Spruce. And Zach Tellin withdrawn for Caleb Yaboa. Well, the Hinckley supporters giving Middleton a warm parting gift as he heads off the field. He had some great chances to put Hinckley in front, but then again Coventry United with a similarly brilliant opportunity at the other end, denied by Devon Emmanuel. Here's Locke. Locke forced away from the box. Coventry United covering well. Now Dean. Adamarco tracking back. And the header on by Zachy Evans well wide. Now Harry Sawyer darting down the right hand side. Mullins with him. Adamarco to the left. Cutting in. Here's Benji Adamarco. Across to Cameron Dunn, now playing in the 10. Steph Morley. Harkey's had a quiet afternoon. Needs a kick into gear. Long delivery by Steph Morley. And the punch by Emmanuel. And the free kick given as... almost looked like Emmanuel went through his own defender, but Cameron Dunn judged to have initiated contact. Let's have a look what's going on in the Premier League. 2-0 to Sunderland. Well, the original goal for Diarra was actually classed as an own goal from Axel Tuanzebe, the former Manchester United defender, but Diarra has got the second, so it's Sunderland 2, Burnley 0. David Emmanuel's goal kicked, claimed in the air by Cox. Drifts into touch on this near side. Evans and Coventry United quickly regaining it. Benji Adamarco. Mullins free. Adamarco looks left. It's short of Shaw, but finds Steph Morley. And Morley, was he going for a goal there? I think he was. I wouldn't exactly call it a defender's finish, but Emmanuel had it covered. Remember, the next time we're on air here on CUTV as we enter the final quarter of this match. This coming Saturday at the Butts Park Arena, the last 16 of the Isuzu FA Vars, a stage Coventry United have never reached before. It's against North Shields at 3 o'clock. Be there if you can. Through down the right hand side, Ashton and Morden will give chase. And it's well shielded by Shay Palmer, the former Highgate captain. Signed on a dual registration deal this week from step-free side Worcester City. Coventry, sloppy play, pushing out from the back. Here's Spruce. Mullen wraps his leg around the substitute and out for a throw-in. About 5 yards outside the penalty area. And the Hinckley fans are starting to get a bit rowdy behind Dan Moore's net. They sense something. Tullin. Now Shilton. Long range punt towards Spruce. It's over the head of Palmer. It's fallen beautifully as handball claims. It has hooked the underside of the arm of James Spruce. And the free kick to Coventry United quickly taken by Palmer. Now Cox. The Red Greens unable to take that first half dominance into the second half. Moore. Short out to Palmer. Back to Dan Moore, given something to think about by James Spruce, but it's a competent kick onto the head of Tullin. Hook left by Zaki Evans. Webster. And flicked on by Clement. The offside flag raised against Ashton Namolda, playing a lot further upfield than I'm used to seeing him. It looks like he is being played in a striking role alongside James Spruce. And that's a poor clearance from Moore. There's a poor finish from Jordan Clement, trying to catch Moore off his line from a short free kick. Gobbled up by the number 8. Ended up closer to the corner flag. Cox darting through the back line. Finds Shea Palmer. He has played as a right back, so knows how to get moving. Still going Shea Palmer. A little barge from behind by Caleb Yaboa. And it's a free kick on the fringes of the area for Coventry United. Brilliant drive from Palmer. .20 to go. And Coventry United, they're getting another change ready. That's Stanley Dube who's warming up. But it's still Hinckley 0, Coventry United 0. Steph Morley sizing up potential targets. Looking for Adamarco. It's a neat header away by Locke. Shaw. Flicked up and volleyed in towards Cameron Dunn. Another towering header. Shaw trying to hit it into the ground. Ends up out with Cody Mullen. Caught in by Morley. The flag's up against Chris Cox, who kneed it into the top corner. No complaints from the Red and Greens. Well, it's the first time we've seen the ball in the back of the net this evening, but it won't count for the Red and Greens on what has been a pretty frustrating second half. And equally frustrating for Hinckley. They've had some great play, but they just can't seem to get themselves out of the doldrums. Here's Sawyer. Well, after losing 4 on the spin, a draw against Coventry United wouldn't be a disaster for Hinckley, but they can sense something more. Adamarco. And now Cody Mullen on the volley. Didn't test Emmanuel. Straight down the line of sight of the Hinckley number 1. Quick kick by Emmanuel. Headed back where it came from by Palmer. And Demolder looked free on the left, but it's offside. And United making a third change, but well, they were about to, but it's now been cancelled as Coventry United have started quickly. Sawyer. Here's Cody Mullen. Gets a second crack at it. Sawyer. Mullen wants it played through, and here is Cody Mullen, right side of the area. Called up by Webster. Now here's Charlie Shaw, trying to smack it across the face of goal. And Shaw rolling about in the area. Referee didn't give him a second look. Spruce. Crucial drive away from Cox, with men waiting on the edge of the area for the home side. Still going Chris Cox. Now crossing chance for Ryan Harkin. Back to Cox. He was a central midfielder for the vast majority of his career. Still going Cox. Takes it into the path of Shilton. Locke can't stretch to bring it under control. Here's his former Coventry Spinks teammate, Luke Downs. Mullen. Harkin the target, but Harkin just can't seem to get in the game. Shaw in from the side. Harkin. Look to prod it through for Charlie Shaw, but it's Shilton again, doing the necessaries for Hinckley. And the game just falling a little bit flat at the moment. Neither side able to really give us their best. Moore receives it from Palmer. quickly rolled out off the boots to Luke Downs. Benji Adamarco. Fane for driving at defences. Can he do it again? It's out for a goal kick, and Adamarco took the shot but deflected out off the winger. And Cameron Dunn will be replaced by Stanley Jube in a like-for-like change in attack. More activity on the Hinckley bench, and Ashton de Mulder is holding his right shin. Of course, he was one of the men who has been brought on for Hinckley. One of the 3 changes, the first one to actually come on for the home side. And de Mulder is in need of some help, and that is not a good sight at all for Hinckley AFC. A very promising attacking midfielder has played for Coventry United in 2 spells. The last time he played in the red of Coventry United was an FA Vars match against Romulus, in which he scored the winning penalty in an incredible match, which ended 3-3 on the day, Coventry winning on the penalty shootout. Adamarco getting some words of wisdom from Terry Anderson. Stanley Jube too. We're into the final 15 minutes at Kirkby Road in the United Counties League Premier Division South. Hinckley AFC 0, Coventry United 0. United have only been involved in 1 0-0 draw this season. That was away from home, and it was in Leicestershire. It was against Leicester Nirvana. But this match has been a whole lot more entertaining than that drab draw. And change is afoot for Hinckley AFC, and unfortunately I think it's Ashton de Mulder who's being withdrawn. You await confirmation. The only men left on the bench for Hinckley AFC, Andrew Woolridge and Charlie Williams, and it is unfortunately Ashton de Mulder who has to make way. Andrew Woolridge on. We of course wish Ashton the very best of luck. It is a real shame to see the former Coventry United man limp off after only coming onto the field about 20 minutes ago. Woolridge will now come on up front as Hinckley look to capitalise on a Coventry United display which has fallen a little flat in the second half. Harry Sawyer sends it out off James Spruce for a Coventry United throw halfway into their own turf. Spruce looks on in bemusement. Sawyer looks for Harkin. Pinballs off the heads of Webster and Evans. So Coventry United will have the throw in about 15 yards into enemy territory. Sawyer thumped upfield by Palmer. Harkin will give chase, but it looks like it's going to be a losing effort. Hooked out by Tullin. Perhaps a clearance that didn't need to be made. Sawyer gets onto the chest of Benji Adamarco. Return to Harry Sawyer. There was a little grab there from Evans, but still going Harry Sawyer. And Cody Mullen with the tap-in! At last, Coventry United are in front with just 12 minutes to go. Well, the more the game went on, you kind of thought, is there ever going to be a goal in this game? Chances galore, brilliant saves, questionable misses, and it's a tap-in which has got Coventry United the lead they so desperately craved. And Cody Mullen, with his 4th goal in the colours of Coventry United, it's probably the least dramatic one he's ever scored for the Red and Greens, but it matters perhaps even more than anyone he's scored so far. Hinckley 0, Coventry United 1. And that could be a crucial crucial goal in Coventry United's season. Hinckley have been the better team in the second half. Their enthusiasm, their clinical nature has waned as the half has gone on, but United just haven't quite looked like the team who has been scoring goals for fun. They've had to work for this. They've had to bide their time, wait for their chance. But of course, the game's not over yet. Well, the move is as Alex Locke forcing Harry Sawyer down from behind as he looked for a route in from the left-hand side of the area. Oh, and oh, I wish I got that on camera. The referee pulling a Louis van Gaal there. I don't think I've ever seen that from an official. I wish I was following him now rather than following the ball. Oh, you see some things in non-league. Some things you really don't expect. Jube. And Charlie Shaw to lever it. Levered it a bit too hard. Ten to go. Here on CUTV, if you're just joining us, it's been a very enjoyable watch here at Kirkby Road. Hinckley AFC 0, Coventry United 1. Cody Mullen with the goal a couple of minutes ago. Harkins offside, can't chase, but Stanley Jube can. Emmanuel beating him to the punch. Alex Dean out of Shilton, steps away from the challenge of Ryan Harkin. And a little barge from behind on Shilton from the United top scorer, former Hinckley striker who was a pivotal part in their playoff run in the Midland League Division 1 way back when, which eventually ended here at Kirkby Road with a 1-0 defeat against Belper. I was here that day filming for sister channel Liam Cook Sports Media, highlights of which are still on that channel, so make sure to go and have a look if you haven't already. And Hinckley forced back to their own goal from this free kick, failing to muster anything of value. That could change with Emmanuel, chest control by Sawyer, as Spruce made the run that was a little too advanced. Morley, it's over Adamarco's head. Yeboah. Zachy Evans thumps it towards Spruce, nodding across his own back line by Harry Sawyer. Cox. Woolridge could do nothing. It's sent out to the left by Chris Cox for a Hinckley throw just in front of the home technical area. They're all out of aces. They made all of their changes, Hinckley, one of which has had to be changed itself with Ashton Mulder withdrawn after 20 minutes due to a apparent shin injury. Morley. And Ryan Harkins just prodded it away from under the nose of Shilton, but took it out for the throw. It's back with Divin Emmanuel, who's been a shining light in this game. That's a pretty dark moment for the goalkeeper. Curls it out to the left. Under no real duress. And Coventry, as you can expect, in no rush. They've got 7 minutes to play out with a 1-0 lead in their back pocket. Here's Adamarco. Wrestled from behind by Webster. And it's wrestled the ball away from him. Tullin. Awkward control for Cox. He's found Cody Mullen. Sawyer goes long. Harkin going to jug the ball away from Tullin. The Hinckley defender plays it on, flicked up in the midfield by Alex Locke, momentarily brought back by Mullen. Clement did well to bring it back. Lunging by Mullen on Locke, just about got enough of the ball. Mullen again, now Stanley Jube. Has been brought back into the fold at Coventry United after a couple of months out. Switch of the play to Seth Morley on the left side, but cut out by Caleb Yeboah. was looking for Charlie Shaw. Spruce and well intercepted on the through pass. Chris Cox mopping it up. Luke Downs, tame ball to Cody Mullen. His goal at the moment is the difference. But he's lost out to Clarendon as an advantage been given for Hinckley. Here's Spruce. Curls it towards the Bowls Club. He couldn't bowl the red and greens out there. Messrs Anderson and Morton on the Coventry United touchline barking instructions. Don't let this slip. Stay firm at the back. Keep going. About to enter the last 5 minutes here on CUTV. Make sure to check out the highlights. The latest tomorrow evening. Harkin gives chase down the left-hand side. Ryan Harkin pressuring the defence. Tullin swipes it to the left. Webster. Misplaced pass straight to the feet of Charlie Shaw of Coventry United. Under serious pressure from Gabe Webster, but he's found Stanley Dube in a little pocket of space. Skips past Webster. Still Dube. Thought about playing it to Adamarco. Yeboah steps in and turns away from Charlie Shaw, who's been caught on the toe, and that hurts significantly more in temperatures like this. It feels like you've just broken your whole foot. Dean plays a 1-2 with Locke. Shaw's back on his feet, but he's not moving particularly comfortably. Hinckley forced back into their own backyard. Tullin. Now Zachy Evans trying to inspire his team to something special. It's a crossfield ball to James Spruce, taking on Harry Sawyer, jockeying for position. And the cross deflects off the underboot of Sawyer, and Coventry able to calm things down. Cleared up towards Benji Adamarco, cushion header by Tullin. United keeping Adamarco and Harkin up, but everyone else is in and around that penalty area, keeping things locked down. And, well, it looked like a free kick there, potentially a bit of a body check on the way through from Cody Mullen on Alex Dean, but the referee says nothing doing. It will be a throw-in only, just about level with the penalty area. 3 to go. Squeaky bomb time, as Fergie once said. Dean, a chance to cross. Has that chance faded? No, it hasn't. And it's palmed over the woodwork by Dan Moore. The cross was heading all the way in. Hope remains for Hinckley. Massive thank you to everyone who's tuned in on CUTV this evening. A bumper audience. Of course, we're the only game in town tonight, so there's a reason. And the corner is in, headed up by Luke Downs. Adamarco, neat control, and now chipping it down the right flank for Stanley Dube. He'll get there as well. He's got Charlie Shaw to his left-hand side. Dube with the freedom of Hinckley down the right wing. Couldn't pick out a white shirt. The good pressure from behind from Charlie Shaw brings it back for Dube. Adamarco plays a 1-2 with Shaw. Caught by Yeboah. Referee says no, and Coventry are furious on the touchline, but now they've got a trap back. Here comes Spruce. Clever Megan Save available. Still James Spruce. Diving in was Chris Cox. Brilliant defending. Flicked on by Dube. Here's Charlie Shaw. Dube again. Advantage given. Adamarco down the right hand side to finish it. Squares it. Ryan Harkin. He sends it over via a touch from the goalkeeper. Emmanuel and Harkin meeting in the middle. Harkin had to get his shot away off pronto. Charlie Shaw struggling with a bout of cramp in the centre circle. You ever had cramp on a Sunday morning in bed? That stuff hurts. Last minute of normal time. And Coventry United have a corner. They could have made it safe through Harkin. Didn't quite get the first touch right. But they are preparing another change. That's Charlie Shaw's number that's on the board. And he'll be replaced by Danny Fraser. So the Red and Greens could well be going to 5 at the back. And the change is confirmed now. Charlie Shaw withdrawn. And on comes the former Rugby Borough left back, Danny Fraser. A job well done for Shaw. Now we are now about to enter added time. The corner from Morley. It's snuck all the way in! Remarkable! Steph Morley, take a bow! The corner kick from the right wing, it's curled all the way in at the near post. He can scarcely believe it. Was that on your bingo list for tonight? I highly doubt it. A wonderful way to wrap up a crucial 3 points for Coventry United. And a goal that I dare say Steph Morley will be replaying for the next month. Hinckley 0, Coventry United 2. And a free kick given straight from the kicker. Adamarco piles in on Alex Locke, I believe it was. We've had 1 minute of added time. And Coventry United surely now destined for victory and set to regain their playoff space after losing it on Saturday. With Amerson Town victorious and Coventry United inactive due to the god-awful pitch at God Manchester. And Hinckley have not played like a team set to lose 5 on the bounce. They've had their moments. They look brilliant at the start of the second half. But football can be a cruel, cruel game sometimes. Locke. Taking on Sawyer and steaming through with Shea Palmer, looking for a clean sheet on his Coventry United debut. And maybe an assist too. Ryan Harkin through. The offside flag's up. And I think Emmanuel had it covered anyway. Oh, it took last minute drama from Charlie Faulkner and Ryan Harkin back in August to get Coventry United all 3 points at the Butts Park Arena against Hinckley. Not quite so late today. But still, the Red and Greens have left it a touch late to get the 3 points. But of course it's not quite game over yet. Yeboah looking to play it over the back line. It's headed away. Here's Alex Dean. Seconds ticking away for Hinckley AFC. And that chance bounces away into the hands of Dan Moore. Easy gather at the near post. Adamarco gets the faintest of touches on that header. It falls to the feet of Tullin. Gabe Webster straight onto the boot of his opposite left back in Steph Morley. Stanley Jube. Cushion ball for Harry Sawyer. And here goes Jube again. Sliding by Tullin. And a game of leapfrog there from Stanley Jube. Not something you see from Gladiators. And another change for Coventry United. Along comes Dan Cassidy. replacing the top scorer, former Hinckley striker Ryan Harkin. He won't add to the goal tally tonight, but Coventry United will add to the points tally, and that's all that matters to Harks. So a rare chance for Castle up front, has been mainly used at centre-back and right-back, but especially on a Sunday, he thrives up front. Jupe. Tullin, and he taken out for a throw-in, and Harry Saw just lets it bounce out. United told go for the corner. We've had nearly 5 minutes of added time. Now it's been given as a throw-in right on the touchline. Harry Sawyer and Zachy Evans with a jovial embrace. Yeboah. Tullin. And Tullin, not the best of clearances. Danny Fraser racing back into the midfield against Coventry United. A bit of separation. Sawyer calls for it out wide. Morley receives. Mullen, who's opening goal, gave Coventry United a real sense of enthusiasm, but Hinckley coming back one more time. Zachy Evans. Here's Clement. And the transfer cross for Alex Locke. Side netting. In fact, it was Andrew Warridge with the cross. Didn't see the 1 in front of the 7 there. Six minutes of added time gone. Dan Moore clears. It's not been the busiest of evenings for him. Free kick as Yeboah receives a little love shove from behind from Dan Cassidy. Yeboah offers the short option, but Tullin is going Hail Mary towards the edge of the area. Palmer away. Here's Alex Locke. To the feet of his old Spinks teammate Luke Downs. He survived 2 Step 4 relegation battles together. Downs. Collected by Locke. Leaping in was Danny Fraser. Nothing doing on that occasion. Locke. To shoot. Charged down by Stan Jew, and it will be a corner. It could be the latest of late hopes for Hinckley AFC. 7 minutes of added time have been played. Coventry still 2-0 up. Stranger things have happened. Think back to Munich 1999. The cross is put in. It's a good strong header by Cox. And a good strong performance from Coventry United to see the game out. Hinckley's fortunes don't improve despite a spirited performance. It is 5 defeats on the bounce. But for Coventry United, the team named in the minutes before the kickoff here at Kirkby Road as the team of the month for January prove the fact with another composed performance, leaving it late through Cody Mullen and a simply sublime corner to goal effort from Steph Morley, which will be replayed over and over again. Job done for the Red and Greens on a freezing cold night in Leicestershire. Final score, Hinckley AFC 0, Coventry United 2. Well, that's all we've got for you here on CUTV tonight. I'm going to have to go and get myself somewhere warmer than this, which, to be honest with you, I might try Antarctica. Highlights will be available on Coventry United TV's YouTube channel in the next 24 hours, so make sure to check out our YouTube channel for all the exclusive content on there. We're back on Saturday for the FA Vars Spectacular against North Shields. 3 o'clock kickoff in the last 16. We can't wait for it. We can't wait to see you there. Enjoy the rest of your week. We'll see you at the weekend. Once again, final score, Hinckley 0, Coventry United 2. Liam Cook signing off from Kirkby Road.